back with episode 9, Proclamation Nation, Anti-Globalization, with Eric Plansky and Robert Carl. Guys, didn't you just have an event just a little while ago with your group?
We had the Guardians of Law seminar. We had 3 of our law scholars from our law department give a pretty long presentation, each one, to our members and to other members of the community about how their rights are being eroded, how they're being manipulated in the courts, how they're being manipulated on the roads, how they're being manipulated in their homes. Basically, these guys came and put out a fantastic seminar which basically empowered our people to have confidence in legal matters, lawful matters.
Awesome. And Bob, why don't you tell us about the upcoming seminar that you guys have going, scheduled for September
6th. Right.
And where's that going to be?
At University of Buffalo. Okay. Before I do that, let me say something too about our group. We're about empowering people. If you want to go fight these people, we want to help you. And we'd love to have you join up with us. If you don't, we understand. We'll work with you in some way, shape, or form. And we're not all business. You know, we have a lot of fun doing this. And I wanted to get that out first. September 6th, Richard Gage. He's a registered architect out of San Francisco. He's a member of the American Institute of Architecture, practicing for, I think, 26 years. And Richard Gage is talking about the science behind the 9/11 attacks and how the buildings actually fell. He's not getting into any theories on who did it. He leaves it up to you, and I kind of appreciate that. But he looks at the physics, and physics is something that is steady. It's not going to change on you. We may not understand everything, but we do know in Newtonian physics how buildings fall, how they're put up, all sorts of stuff like that. And the basic thesis of the whole thing is these buildings fell in a way inconsistent with how a building should fall in a fire. You have really large central columns going up to the building, and very minimal forces attaching each floor, you know, compared to the strength of the column. And somehow the floors fell and disintegrated the steel columns that were at the minimum 36 inches wide. Yeah, it doesn't quite add up. And you know, jet fuel does not melt steel, can't even under 100% oxygen environment. It can warp it, and it can soften it, but not to the degree like that. And it wasn't hot enough to even soften it.
Wasn't there molten steel in the building?
There was indeed. And that's something he's going to talk about. His website is ae911truth.org. And you can see his PowerPoint presentation, clips of his video. A lot of good information. I suggest everyone go to it.
Great. And guys, what do you guys foresee in the future here in America? How your group is going to respond to it? What would you like to see happen with your group and what's going on in the United States right now?
Well, you know, we think that we're under the impression that we're going to win, that we're going to restore this country, restore freedom and restore liberty. We feel that Ron Paul is America's only hope. We're going to do our best to make sure that he can get to his White House.
I say best hope.
Best hope?
Not only, best.
Okay. Basically, our goal is to see what we're doing here done around the country, especially around the country, around the world. We want people to know that we have the power. We have the say-so, and I think the issue there is to wake people up to understand this. I mean, they've been told that bin Laden was killed recently, and a lot of people doubt that, a lot of people question that, but nobody is putting the pieces together that we're being lied to, and we're being lied to for a reason. There's a reason that they're lying to us, and when you realize the reason, you don't really find all the little petty problems go away, okay? Because there's real problems on the plate now that need to be dealt with.
Well, just for a little for instance here, with cause and effect, what the government does now. And talk a little bit real quickly about Osama bin Laden, or excuse me, Osama bin Laden, Barack Obama, the chain of command that came down that let loose 2,500 weapons in Arizona. When a government wants to take away your guns, what they do is they create the problem. They wait for the public outcry, and then they have a ready package solution, which is gun control. They let go 2,500 guns in Arizona. They went across the border back and forth. They killed one of our people. We had the outcry over it, and then immediately, before it was found out that the administration actually did this, Obama started calling for stricter gun control. And when he got caught with his hands in the cookie jar, or the blood jar, however you want to say it, all of a sudden that quieted down. And so did the media as well. But at first they reported it. Is this how this works with the globalization? Is this the cause and effect type of a deal? Is this what they do?
It certainly is. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. It's problem, reaction, solution. And what they'll do is they want a certain agenda to go through. I used to notice this back in the 90s, where there'd be, let's say, we'll go to the guns, which are very important for freedom, by the way, and keeping our sovereignty. Without those, you become a slave very quickly from those that have them. Columbine. Prior to Columbine, I was tracking several gun bills that were expected to fail, actually, in the House. And after Columbine, well, lo and behold, they get passed right away. And they had the appearances, they made these bills just for things like Columbine, which wouldn't stop Columbine anyway, but they made them for Columbine. But there was quite a few in the 90s. I can't remember all the details, I'd have to go look them up. But like clockwork, they expected to fail, bam, a shooting. Expected to fail, another shooting. Interesting. Like you say, one-time coincidence, two times, another coincidence, but you start adding all these up and it happens every time. Maybe I should look into this a bit further. If I were a detective, I'd be certainly investigating.
So what you're saying is what the government's doing right now to us is they have an avenue that they want us to travel down, and they create the causes, wait for the public outcry, and then their bills, or whatever they pass, take away more civil liberties and more rights of the American people, slowly.
Slowly. Just like the Patriot Act, which was written before 9/11, for those that don't know. Previous show, I believe you talked about that. So let's see. Doesn't make any sense the way it fell. Okay. When you research it, the hijackers are still alive. They must have parachuted, I guess. And this Patriot Act all of a sudden gets passed. And who benefits from this? Do the American people benefit? Our militaries go overseas? Do the so-called Al-Qaeda terrorists, do they benefit from having their country bombed into the Stone Ages? I'm thinking probably not. So now we should start looking who has motive. And these globalists, these one-worlders, these elite, whatever you want to call them, they have motive. And I think that should certainly be investigated. We need a new investigation on 9/11 too.
Absolutely, Rob. Is there anything you guys want to say before we close about anti-globalization, your group?
I would personally ask anybody out there who has an inkling of what's going on to either join our group, go to our website, and look at what we have to offer you to empower you, or if you live farther away from Western New York, to call us anyways, get in contact with us, and we can email you some stuff. We can get you some information on how to begin to do this yourself in your own state.
So that again, that the groups start to grow across the U.S. and that we can start taking this nation back bit by bit as it's being taken away from us bit by bit.
And you can do that at meetup.com/globalization-78.
Awesome.
Now I'll tell you too, the site we have is a members-only site. When you go there, you'll see a home page, and it says you must be a member to see any of our pictures, that sort of thing. That's kind of to protect our members. You can still contact us through that, though, without being a member. Bottom left, little thing says contact us. You click on that, it'll open up your email program, and you can email us directly, and we'll respond to you.
Awesome. Rob and Eric, thank you very much for being with Proclamation Nation this week. It was a pleasure having you. And again, Richard Gage is speaking at UB. Which campus?
Tuesday, September 6th, 3:30 p.m. UB, University at Buffalo North Campus, 7:30 University at Buffalo South Campus.
Which rooms are they in?
Norton Hall 3:30, Allen Hall 7:30.
Awesome. Guys, again, thank you very much for being with Proclamation Nation at this episode, and we look forward to seeing what you guys can do against the bad guys.
Thanks so much.